welcome to the Explainer. So, you're planning a trip to Thailand? Chances are you've got two places in mind, right? Well, today we're looking at a source that says, hold on a minute, there's a different path, one that goes way beyond the usual tourist trail to show you a completely different side of the country.
All right, when you think Thailand, what's the first image that pops into your head? For most people, our source says it's a picture dominated by two very specific places. You know the ones, they're on every single brochure, every travel blog, every YouTube video. And yep, there they are, Bangkok and Phuket, the absolute heavyweights of Thai tourism. And look, they're incredibly popular for a very good reason. But, and this is the key point our source makes, this is just one version of Thailand. So what if you're craving something different? Well, the source we're digging into today shows us a path that's a little less traveled. Let's start by looking at what it says about the hotspots, and then we're going to uncover some really incredible alternatives it suggests. Okay, first things first, let's really break down what it's like to visit these two super popular spots, and we'll kick things off with the capital. So our source describes Bangkok as this city of total contrasts. The pros, it's bursting with energy and creativity, you've got world-class shopping, and getting around is super convenient. But the cons? Well, it can get really expensive, and it's become so modern and westernized that it can feel a little disconnected from the rest of Thailand. And then there's Phuket. People love it for its great nightlife and beautiful swimming beaches, and you can find a ton of affordable hotels. But of course, there are trade-offs. The source points out that it's hyper-focused on tourism, the traffic is an absolute nightmare, and it can get so packed with people and activities that it's just a lot. You know, the source actually brings up a really interesting side effect of visiting these places, FOMO, fear of missing out. It describes this feeling of being totally overwhelmed because there's just so much going on, concerts, bars, tours, that you feel this constant pressure to see and do everything, which, let's be honest, is kind of the opposite of a relaxing vacation, right? So, if that packed, high-energy vibe just isn't what you're looking for, then where do you go? Well, that's where things get exciting. The source gives us three fantastic alternatives for a totally different kind of trip. Okay, alternative number one. Let's talk about a real hidden gem called Khanom. It's this quiet little town in the Nakhon Sai Thammarat province, and honestly, it's pretty much stayed off the radar for most tourists. Khanom is basically pitched as the perfect, peaceful getaway. Our source says you get a way more unique and affordable trip, and the best part? No crowds. It's particularly famous for these gorgeous cliffside resorts. We're talking some of the most beautiful in the entire country. All right, for our next spot, we're looking at a place that might feel a little more familiar, but with a huge twist. Let's head over to Ao Nang in Krabi. The source literally calls Ao Nang a mini Phuket. Think about it. You get that great nightlife and fun energy, but it's just smaller and not nearly as crowded. And here's the real kicker, the thing the source really hammers home. The landscape is way more scenic, just jaw-droppingly beautiful, with super easy access to famous places like Railay Beach. And finally, our third alternative is actually a 2-for-1 deal for anyone who wants ultimate relaxation combined with some mind-blowing nature. We're talking about Khao Lak and the nearby Khao Sok National Park. Khao Lak is presented as the perfect antidote to that tourist FOMO we talked about. It's this quiet, relaxing coastal area where your only job is to just chill. No rushing, no pressure to do anything. It's so beautiful that it's a huge spot for weddings. One thing to keep in mind, though, the source does mention that the really nice hotels here can be pretty pricey. And get this, to explain what it's like to visit Khao Sok National Park, the source uses this amazing comparison. It says the scenery with the lake and these massive limestone cliffs is so unreal. It feels like you've walked straight into the movie Avatar. I mean, wow. Okay, so we've got the crazy, bustling hotspots on one side and these quiet, serene alternatives on the other. With all these options, how in the world do you choose? Well, the source actually gives us a really simple way to figure out which trip is perfect for you. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. It really comes down to asking yourself, what vibe am I after? If you want a fast-paced city experience with amazing food and shopping, you go to Bangkok. If you're looking for a non-stop beach party, Phuket is calling your name. But if you want a slow, quiet escape, then you should probably head to Khanom. See, it's all about matching the place to your personal travel style. At the end of the day, The big takeaway here isn't that one place is better than another. The source isn't saying, don't go to Bangkok or Khao Lak is the best. That's not the point at all. What it's really arguing is that the best trip, the perfect trip, happens when you figure out what you truly want from a vacation. It's about picking a place that really matches your vibe, not just blindly following the one you see on every travel poster. And really, that's the big question this source leaves us with. It's not just giving us a list of places. It's empowering us to think about what we really want. So I'll ask you, what's your travel style? Are you looking for the city, the party, or the escape? The cool thing is, in Thailand, you can find it all.